Hello out there in video land. We got our radio guys going. Look who I got in the studio today, everybody.
Who is it?
Almost famous Pete Dychtiar.
Almost, not even close.
Well,
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous to be here because I come in here. It's a big radio show. You're pulling in big numbers. We're on TV now. And then I see the on-air sign flashing up here out to the world. Like, this is serious. It's not pretend anymore.
This isn't
real radio.
Rinky-dink like it used to be, buddy.
I'm glad to see
it. Welcome to the show, Peter. My name is Paul Kalemir. This is 4680Q, your city, your voice. There's the sign back there. So if you can read, you can know what it is. And we are here on Straight Talk Thursday. And with Peter in the house, that's Straight Talk Thursday.
Straight as it can be. Yeah.
It's as straight as it can be.
I haven't been drinking, so I'm straight today.
We're not fooling around. We're going to give it to you straight. No Rainbow Coalition here.
No.
Now, I got to say, this weather is beautiful. Look at out there. See that building straight across in Niagara Falls, New York?
Yes.
I could barely see that a few days ago.
Wow.
So it's clear now. The smoke is clearing from Manitoba, the big fires, and everything's looking good out there. Enjoy it. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. And the one thing I'm glad about, Peter, is that tomorrow is Friday.
Yeah.
The 13th.
I know.
And what does that mean?
My lucky day.
Well, it means that they're
heading down. The cycles are heading
to Port Dover.
Yeah. We
want our biker buddies to be safe. There's a 9% chance of rain. You're going to have a beautiful day for a change. Enjoy it, everybody. But, rubber on the road. Take your time. Take it easy. Be careful. We don't want to see any casualties going up to Port Dover tomorrow. There'll be a lot of people there in this kind of weather, believe me. So be safe. Okay. Peter's in the show. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. But first off, I got to get to my sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely.
My sponsors are most important.
Without them, we're not here.
That's right. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue.
Good. Please. Yeah,
good.
Really good.
Really good. And, of course, Hamill Machine Company. Now, we look at this weather. In 2 weeks, the kids are going to be out of school, right? You know that. That's the way it is. And what are they going to want to do? They're going to want to go somewhere. And what are you going to do? You're going to jump in the car, go down the road, and your car's going to break down because you weren't proactive. You didn't get your car checked by Ken Hunter at Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop.
Yeah.
Get it in before the end of the month. Get in there, get your car checked, be proactive, make sure your brakes are working, everything's safe, your air conditioning's working. You don't want your wife and kids on the side of the road yelling at you because you were a chooch. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Oakwood Drive, next to the Kia dealership. They also have a full body shop there, so if you get in a wreck, take your car in. Ken will give it back to you in showroom condition. Everybody's going to be happy. WildBillsAuto.ca is where you go to check out the website about their services. And while you're there checking out the website, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. It costs you nothing. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs down. Leave some comments. But it helps the algorithm to get the show out there because we're not only on YouTube now, we're on Rumble, we're on X. We're doing it all, but it depends on you subscribing to the channel. So get out there and help us out by subscribing. There's a stat out there that says something like, 70% of the people who watch the show don't subscribe. I don't know why. It costs you nothing. You hit one button. So
come on, folks. Yeah, help out.
Subscribe. So in the city here, let's stay in the city, Peter. Okay. Interesting event planned for this Saturday, a New Orleans-style jazz festival parade on Queen Street.
Wow.
Now, I never knew exactly what a jazz festival parade was, but apparently it's like the ones on Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Really?
Where they have a single band going down the street.
Yeah.
Then all these people come in and start doing backflips and dancing and everything.
And necklaces and stuff.
Yeah, so they're going to start at the Innovation Hub, the hub that is a make-work program for all the city council's buddies. They're going to start there. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay. They're going to start there and come down Erie Avenue and then turn on to Queen Street. It's like, remember the old James Bond movie there where they were in New Orleans?
Yes, absolutely.
And they're playing, the band was playing.
Which one was that?
That was, I don't know what it was. The one that they were in with the Voodoo guys.
Yes. No, I remember it clearly.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
That was a great Bond fan. I still remember.
Yeah, I love James Bond.
Yeah,
that's one.
The best.
But anyway, they march down the street and everything else. That's what they're going to do here on Saturday. So that's going to be interesting.
All the way down Queen Street?
Yeah, they're going to go right down and then maybe come back. And everybody's going to join in, I guess. That's the idea. And at 11 a.m. it starts and goes till 9 at night. There's going to be all kinds of events down here. Festivities include live brass band performances, sidewalk parades, pop-up concerts at local venues, a family zone, interactive workshops, and New Orleans-inspired food and drinks. I wonder if they're going to have crawdads.
Yeah.
What do they call those? Crawdads?
The crayfish?
Smoked crawdads or boiled crawdads?
Crayfish?
Yeah, something like that. Crayfish.
Yeah.
Juliet Dunn. You probably know Juliet Dunn.
No, I don't.
She's a jazz singer. She's really good. She's very, very good, talented. She's organizing. It says that this event is a prelude to their Mardi Gras theme flagship event on June 20th at Oaks Garden Theater. It is a fun way to introduce the falls to the rich traditions of New Orleans.
Because they're so important here.
Well, because New Orleans introduces their people to the rich traditions of Niagara Falls.
Always. Yeah, every year. No.
Every year. Yeah, well, you go down there. There's a meteor crater. There's junk all over the streets, overgrown weeds.
So
is that the rich?
I guess that's part of the culture here now. But I mean, what's happening with Canada Day? Back to Fireman's Park?
Well, Canada Day is the next thing we're going to talk about because that's at Fireman's Park, and they're going to have Canada Day cupcakes as long as supplies last, but no parade.
Yeah, see that? We're having this, and it's funded by the city, I would take, right?
The New Orleans Jazz thing?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think it's funded by these guys.
Okay. All right.
But the Canada Day is like a big deal. And for most people, the parade was the big deal, right?
I emceed that parade for probably 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a big deal. And to watch it, but then they moved it from downtown because they had the big tiff with the BIA, and they moved it to Fireman's Park, which is fine, but why not have a parade down Dorchester Road or something, starting at even Prince Philip School?
Yeah, I still love it downtown. You know why I like it downtown? Because the people who have a hard time getting around town in this area, it was so special to them. And I know, because I met them as I walked down the street. They were so excited. They lined the streets. They were out with their kids first thing in the morning, getting the best seats on the street. And I really think it's a shame that we've taken it away from them and put it out in the North End.
Yeah,
and I know there's access, but it's not the same.
I'd rather have it downtown, to be honest with you. It was more fun downtown.
Yeah,
you get everybody out.
Yep, way more fun.
But they are going to have shuttles running from the main center and the what's the other place called? The Gale Arena and City Hall. They're going to have buses running back and down. Another one is down the Club Italia has one running too. So you'll be able to get there, but I'm warning you, if you're going to think you're going to go there and park.
Yeah, it's not as easy. It's just not. It's not as accessible. I mean, it's fun at Fireman's Park. It's not the same.
No, it's not the same. But they are having it. July 1st, they will have the Canada Day celebration, but that's where it's going to be. But you remember it downtown here. I mean, they had the great parades coming down Victoria Avenue, down the street. They ended up at City Hall. They had all the cakes and that over there for Canada Day.
Great bands.
Yeah, it was a big event in Niagara Falls. I know, because we lost so many events.
Yeah, CJRN and at 4680Q, we actually got on the street and we were doing it live. We were doing the show live on the air. It was that. It was so much fun. Just loved it.
Yeah, and it's just a fun day for everybody. Now it's in the North End, way out of Fireman's Park, which, I mean, is okay, but downtown, that's where they have parades. You don't see the Macy's Day Parade or Thanksgiving Parade in New York City, out somewhere in Long Island. It's right downtown. No.
It was part of our culture, part of our tradition, part of who Niagara Falls was. And it just brought everybody from all places together here. It was easy for us in the North End to get down here, and easy for the people who live down here to get to the parade.
Exactly.
And I always thought it was fun.
Exactly. And everybody loves a parade.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line, right? Everybody loves a parade. They love to come out. They love to see a parade. And, they get all the dignitaries in cars. And, I mean, we lost so many great ones, like the Blossom Festival. Remember that one?
That was the best. The best.
That was the granddaddy.
Yep, that was the best. I couldn't believe that one. I never thought that one would ever leave.
Me neither. It was just so great. But, the world changes. I think 2001, that probably put the final knife in the Blossom Parade. Yeah. Look at this guy.
Wow.
He's got he's
so entertainment is still the same.
He's got a big leopard skin, leopard fur coat on.
Oh, it is a little cool today.
I mean, these guys. Only in Niagara Falls. He's going to be part of the New Orleans Jazz Parade.
He's just warming up.
He's the drum major.
You know, I remember Channel 11 used to come down to that Blossom Festival, multi-camera shoot. They had their anchors on there, and the blossoms were out. It was absolutely spectacular. That's when I was so proud to be a part of the city, born and raised.
And we had people from all over the United States, bands from all over. This was big. They'd have 50, 60 bands. And if you ever go to the United States, you know that these high schools there, their band is as big as their football teams.
100%, yeah.
Their bands compete in the biggest national competitions anywhere. And they all came here to Niagara Falls. They all wanted to come here because it was a fun time.
Yeah, can you imagine now with the technology what it would have been?
Oh,
it would have been just amazing. You know what? Somebody's got to bring that back. Although it's not as nice down in the park.
I have to go talk to Bob Gale. He's the commissioner now.
Is he the commissioner?
Chairman. He's the chairman of the Parks Commission.
I got to give Bobby a call.
Bob, he's got some great ideas. Bob's got good ideas. He's running some good ideas over there. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Now, I want to talk about this.
Okay.
President Trump puts tariffs on Canada, and everybody freaks out. Elbows up, elbows up. And he said because of the amount of fentanyl and illegals crossing the border. So all the elbows up stunads were crying foul. Only 43 pounds went over the border.
Yep.
Right? And people were crying, stomping their feet, accusing Trump of everything. But now I see in the paper, every day it seems now, they're bagging these guys moving big quantities of fentanyl.
Yeah.
And I thought there wasn't any in Canada. Only 43 pounds went over.
And if you knew the 43 pounds went over it, which is a small amount. I mean, no, it's a dangerous amount, but it's a small amount.
They'll kill all of Canada. There's enough there to kill all of Canada.
How do they know 43 pounds? I mean, they know exactly. Is it 43 pounds went over? No, it's crazy. And I remember that. And I was told by so many people, you don't know. There's only 43 pounds, 40 pounds that went over there. I said, not in your life. There's not a chance. We've had so many things happen in this country, including the infiltration of Chinese soldiers a couple of years back. Do you remember that?
Yep. They were training here.
Thousands of them up north. They got caught. Trudeau finally admitted it a couple of months after they kept going after him. A couple of guys in a pickup truck were driving down, thought we were being invaded and called it in. And here was the excuse Trudeau said. They needed to train in our terrain in cold weather. Well, first of all, it wasn't cold then. Well, second of all, they've got the most unbelievable terrain in China. Just look where the Great Wall is. And let's go up to the Arctic because they got part of that too.
Yeah, but when you train to fight, when you're in Canada training to fight, you know how to fight in Canada.
Yeah.
So when they take over, it's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah, and head down into the States.
Yeah.
No, Trump was right on the money with all
this. He is. And now we're seeing that there's a lot more. Every week we see these guys getting busted. We saw about 13 guys or a whole whack of guys sings. They're all sing this, sing that. And they all got caught and they had a whack of money and pounds of fentanyl. I mean, there's like over, I think they said 1,100 or something in criminal laboratories creating fentanyl in Canada. And it's not just the fentanyl that you got to worry about. It's the raw materials they're bringing in from China to make it. They're also going over the border into the United States. So at the end of the day here, we're seeing this every day. Trump was right. And now it's great to see the authorities cracking down on these fentanyl dealers in Canada and closing down their factories. But at the end of the day, Trump had a real concern. And yeah, everybody was crying and yelling, elbows up, it's not us, and blah, blah, blah. But it is us. It is us. And now we're starting to realize it. And what's his name there? Art Carney. He's going to crack down on this. So.
Chili con carne.
Chili con carne.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Say that 3 times.
Chili con carne, chili con carne, chili con carne. I got it.
Chili con carne.
But a lot of the substrates are being sent to Mexico and getting into Canada to make this stuff. Fentanyl is so dangerous. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of deaths in North America every single year. Super addictive. And like you said, 43 pounds could kill Canada.
Yeah. And 43 pounds is like, like it's the tip of the iceberg. If 43 pounds were caught, that probably means like 43 tons got over.
Yeah.
You know it, right? You know that.
But they said,
the way it works.
What they said was only 43 pounds. He is practicing for the event. Yeah.
He's marching.
He's finding out it's a little warmer now, though, because coat's coming up. 43 pounds. They knew exactly how much went in. Just amazes me. Our government's on top of it.
But the cops are finally getting the hint, and they're starting to crack down on these immigrant gang dealing drugs and white slaves and everything else. There was a third fatal shooting in Toronto within a week. So now it's starting to get like one a day, one every couple days. And I'll give you one guess.
Is that legalized licensed gun owners that are involved in these?
No.
Oh, shocking.
No. That's the illegal ones with all the numbers filed off and everything that these people have, who will never give them up. They're not going to the police station and turning in their guns. When they ban guns, all it does is affect the legal guys who want to protect themselves. The crooks still have them, and now it's open season because everybody else is defenseless. Yeah, I love the guys who put the sign on their house. Gun-free zone, gun-free. Great, the crooks go good.
Yeah, here I come.
Good, here I come, right? They just...
Well, didn't they walk into a bank a couple of weeks ago in Waynfleet with guns and machete?
Yeah. They don't.
Machete?
Yeah,
really? Folks, it's changing because all of us poor justice warriors and virtue signalers who bend and say, no, we've got to let everybody come in here. We've got to let this be an open country. Well, now you see the results. And your freedoms will be taken away. And the freedoms that you had to do and what we're doing right now and what you've decided you're going to let happen in this country, those are the freedoms that are going to choke you off.
Yeah. They use our rights and freedoms against us.
Yeah. And themselves. That's the best is they think they're getting their way, but it's going against themselves because when they start breaking into their houses and killing and raping their children and stealing their money and breaking into their jewelry shops, then they'll know.
Yeah, they'll know. And they're doing that now. We see it all the time, right? But it's great that they want to start cracking down on these guys because, in Toronto, we've got all kinds of...
I think they've always wanted to. I think they were held back.
I think Well, yeah, the police, they know who the bad guys are. They want to roast these guys and stop them before they cause trouble, but they can't. And if they do finally catch them, the courts just let them out. I think all these 13 guys, or how many there were there, they're going to be all out on bail.
Guaranteed.
With millions of dollars of fentanyl and guns and everything else, they'll all be out. Then they'll run, and you won't find them.
And then ask yourself, if you were the president of the United States of America, would you want to shut the border down? No, I'm just asking logically. Would you want to shut the border down?
That's bad for business. The worst thing you can do. So it's because there's a reason that they want to do that, right? So, I mean, they're going to try to turn Canada into the same shite hole they come from. And rather than trying to build a new legal immigration policy for Canada, they have legal life in Canada. They're here legally.
Well, did you hear the new minister?
Care about that.
The new minister of immigration tried to defend what they were doing, and they were going to change things. And the best thing at the very end, she said, "And we're going to make it tough and flexible."
Yeah,
flexible.
Well, how about that guy in Vancouver? He got caught with child pornography, and the judge let him go because it was just mild child pornography.
Oh, minor.
Did you see that?
Yeah, of course. And then you have minor attracted. I'll tell you right now, minor attracted is going to become okay.
Yeah.
That's what they're working on.
It was mild pornography. Yeah. It wasn't like hardcore children pornography. It was mild child pornography.
There's no such thing. There is no such thing.
No, it's all these liberal judges. They're cuckoo, these people. They're cuckoo. But, I mean, we got millions of these people running around now because they let them all in. And how many millions? I don't even know how many millions. But they're just waiting to cause you grief. And we see them getting arrested for drugs and shooting each other, these gangs on the streets in Toronto. It's all about drugs. And, I always put, when somebody sees them, round up the usual suspects.
Yeah.
Right? And then the people, you're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. The facts are facts. It's the same people you see every
night. Are different, right?
Yeah.
What's acceptable in one country is not in another. So when they come, it's their culture. Can I tell you what happened to me the other day, coming down the 406?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's coming from our studio from the big show. And I was doing 120, $120. Don't arrest me for that. It's 110, right? It's 110 out there now. But I was doing $120, and there was a car behind me, older car, and it was tailing me. I go, what's this guy doing? So he pulls up beside me, and I look in, and it's another culture, and they're looking at me. The next thing I know, they signal and come right across in front of me, make me slow down. I went, okay, what's going on here? So in my tough guy days, I would have went pull over, right? But now you don't know what these guys are packing. We start here, you know what they're packing, what they're carrying. So the only thing in mind for me was simply this: as you're going to come across and you're going to try and slow me down, and I'm pointing at them, right, and honking at them, and they're looking at me. Is I'm going to hit them on the side and I'm going to roll them over. What else are you going to do?
Nothing.
So this happened to me just
Have
2
a nice
days
little
ago.
car to do that.
Yeah, just happened to me 2 days ago, and I went, okay, what were they up to, and where are they going next, and who are they going to go after next?
Maybe they were going to try to get you to pull over, and then they're going to rob you.
Rob
You don't
me
know
or
anymore.
whatever. Yeah, you don't.
You know, when stuff like that happens, you're better just to ignore it and keep driving. And because if you stop or anything and try to get in an altercation, they carry knives, they carry guns.
I can guarantee you that won't happen in Florida.
You don't know what they got. It's scary.
Won't happen in Florida.
Yes. See, Florida's good because you have to stand your ground rights, and somebody hassles you like that, and you carry a gun. You can carry a gun. You can shoot them.
Yeah.
Somebody comes and threatens you, gets in your space. You pull out the gun, and if they keep coming, you shoot them. And that's what's his name said that about these rioters. I mean, if they're in your way with your car, DeSantis said that yesterday. If you come upon these rioters, the things that are happening in L.A. now, and they get in the front of your car, won't move, run them over.
Well, what are you supposed to do?
Run them over.
Because you have no idea what they're going to do to you if they get you out of the car. You have no idea. It's about self-defense. See, the stupidity is we walk in there, and again, we're justice warriors, and we go out and say how wonderful we are, and virtue signalers, and we're going to go in there and talk to these people. You cannot talk to these people.
No.
Okay, you can't. They don't care about you, and if you get in their way, they're gonna do something to you.
Yeah, and they don't go by the same rules you do.
No,
that's the biggest problem too. They might not even understand what you're saying.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah,
possibly.
It's ridiculous. Okay, so a deal has been reached between China and the Trump administration.
Mm-hmm.
Full magnets, which they use in a lot of different things, magnets.
Yeah.
With any necessary rare earths will be supplied upfront by China. Likewise, the U.S. will provide to China what was agreed to, including Chinese students using our colleges and universities. I mean, in the States, their colleges. Yeah. I say us.
You're already there, right?
I'm already in the States. So we're getting a total of 55% tariffs. China's getting 10%. So China made a deal with Trump. And most countries have made a deal now with Trump. They've settled everything.
Yeah.
So what's up with Chili con Carne?
Well, he's a tough guy. Elbows up, man. He's a hockey player. He's a tough guy. Don't fool with him, man.
How can we're absorbing a 50% tariff right now? Trump raised it up on steel and aluminum. Every other country's made deals with Trump. It was able to sit down and make a deal. Why can't we? Where's the problem here?
It's almost like they want to crush the country, isn't it? Like they want the economy to crash. And then every penny you've invested, your houses, your savings, your RSPs, all those things will become zero. But you'll be happy, though. No, you'll be happy.
Not only that, he's adding $500 billion to the debt without even a budget.
Yeah. How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you do that legally? How come nobody's in an uproar? How come if I was in news, like I was back when I would be all over these guys. I would be relentless. That was our job. Save the people. We're on your side. Go in there. We're the barometer for the government. That's what we were.
Hold these guys accountable.
No, you can't. It's out of control. It is so out of control.
I keep saying Carney's not here to be prime minister. No. He was appointed to liquidate Canada. And so another $500 million, don't worry about it. When whoever buys Canada, buys them, we'll get that money back.
And don't blame Trump. Don't blame Trump if he takes over the country. See, you blamed the wrong person when you voted this guy back in, if you did. And I sit there and kill myself. Everybody's blaming Trump for the situation, and they forgot about the 10 years of Trudeau and the Liberals. You forgot. That was the problem, not Trump. And now you're going to find out when they sell off. And you're right. He's going to crush this country.
Yeah, he is.
I was at my banker's the other day, and we were talking about loans and mortgages and stuff. And you know what he said to me? They've already been primed on the equity tax for your house. And I'm not talking about when you just sell your primary residence being taxed. I'm talking about your house. There's an estimate of what your house is worth and how much you've made on your house. And you're going to start taxing even if you don't sell your house. Now, if there happens to be a loss and it goes the other way, you don't get a refund.
Yeah. Like they're coming for us. They really, really are.
Hard.
And I got to talk about Carney Cash in a minute, but I got to get to my second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue.
One of my faves.
And Peter can be a testimonial here because he went down there and tried it, and he gets his pizzas from Pete's Pizza all the time now.
Yes, I do.
And not only are they really good people, they're good corporate citizens. They make a fantastic pie using the Mancini family recipe that's been around for 40 years. They put it together right with the cheese, the sauce, the crust. They know what they're doing. And that's why when you get a pizza from there, you know it's going to be a real good pizza. But how about their wings, Peter?
I was shocked. Honestly, I was really shocked because we had the wings the first time together, right?
Yeah.
And we were both shocked going, oh my gosh, these are good. These
Yeah.
are really good.
Well, I never ordered them because I always worry about if they're going to be any good or not, And it's not a lot of places that make really, really good wings, although there's getting more around here now. But back before the border got stupid, everybody went over the river. They couldn't find wings over here, but these ones are really, really good. They do a fantastic job. And they also have steak and cheese poutine. They have custom pizzas. They have panzerotti, steak subs, steak and cheese subs. You name it, they have it there. A full menu.
Is it chicken parm out now?
What's that?
That chicken parm sandwich that we got to taste, is that out now?
I don't know if it is. I never checked the menu.
Most delicious sandwich I have ever had.
Yeah, we test tried it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was fantastic, really. But that's what they do there. They have good food, and they got specials on now. I think you order over $25 for June or something, you get 15% off your order. And I know they had on Wednesdays a tray of pizza with 3 items for $19.95.
Wow.
And I think their wings were like $9.49 on Thursdays.
Yes.
That'd be today. So, yeah, give them a call. Give Pete's Pizza a call, 905-374-2222. They're consistent. You won't be disappointed. And I know at the Rick Rose event, we had 3 gift certificates. And whoever won them is going to be going there probably maybe for the first time. And they're going to be going, wow, how did I miss this place?
You're going to get a shock. And that they are so nice. Mike and his staff are so, so nice. They really
support the community. They sponsor the show. They sponsored the Rick Rose event. They gave us, gift coupons for the Rick Rose event. Anything they can do to help the community, they do. And we love community-minded businesses, right? And we support them.
Yeah, 100%.
Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue. Pete's Pizza, Victoria.ca is their website. Check it out. Have a pizza. Enjoy yourself. You know you love pizza. Support our sponsors. They support the show. Thank you very much.
And can I say one thing?
Sure.
You're a pizza expert. He is. He's a pizza expert. No, you are.
I look like one, don't
and listen, he wouldn't be, this Pete's Pizza wouldn't be on this show if you weren't truly in love with the pizza. I guarantee you that. So that says it all.
First thing I asked Mike, he said, I want to sponsor your show, be a sponsor on your show. And I said, okay. I didn't know him. Never had a pizza from there before. So I said, well, I've got to try your pizza because if I don't like it, I won't be able to talk from the heart. So I can't endorse it. And so I sent Liz down to get one so that I didn't know who anybody was. And she brought it home. We had, and I go, oh yeah, this is something I can endorse. Yeah, so it worked out perfect, and they're such great people. They're very, very nice.
And one last thing I'll say about them: they're innovative. They're always working on making stuff better, and I mean that. They just love it.
I know we're the test people.
I know, and I don't mind.
Yeah, we go in there and they bring out all these special pizzas and the chicken parm sandwich, which was out of this world. I gotta see if they have one. I want one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Carney. He loves to spend cash. Cash Carney. Carney Cash. He's going to spend $244 billion of taxpayer dollars to rearm Europe. You got that? To rearm Europe.
Yeah, I got to help them out.
Yeah, forget about Canada. I mean, he's going to rearm Europe. And the NATO summit will be a big check signing deal with him.
5%, right?
And he's saying, GDP? And he's saying it's to protect Canada and Canadians. Listen, we're 2 oceans away from these people. One on the right, one on the left. What the hell do we care about them? They fight their own battles over in Europe. Trump's got it right. You guys, unless you're all kicking in, you should be kicking in more than we should. Now, you want to protect Canadians, right? He wants to protect Canadians. How about spending the money on shutting down the border, deporting illegal immigrants and visa jumpers that are already here? mean, giving $244 billion to NATO.
I don't think people. I think people are so they don't understand what $1 billion is and what it does to our economy.
You've got to be immune to the amount.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective, we're 1,000 billion in debt right now. 1.5 trillion. A trillion is 1,000 billion, right?
Yeah. A small country with 40 million people. Just listen to what he just said. The debt.
Yeah, 1,500 billion to make 1.5 trillion, right? So that's what we're in debt right now. That's what all of us owe. Each one of us owe. We got it's our debt. We're the taxpayers. That's what we're in debt. And this guy just keeps spending money. How about spending money to do something good? Work with Trump on the Golden Dome. You want to protect our country and Canadians?
Yeah.
Give Trump $60 billion. Canada shared up to create the Golden Dome and protect Canada. Now you give him $244 billion to NATO over in Europe. What do we care about that? Give it to Trump. The United States has protected us since day one. Why not start chipping in and making it better for everybody here? I mean, who elected this goofball?
I don't think anybody did.
Who voted for him?
Well, I know some people that did.
Really?
Yeah, I know some people that did. And they're the same people that said, you know what, I took the vax, but I made a mistake. I don't trust the government anymore. And they went, he's got a point there. Trump and elbows up and tariffs. I went, oh my God. And then now everybody thinks that you can't get across the border. That's the best one. How do you get across the border? Is everything okay down in Florida? Are you okay with the Canadian plates? Oh gosh, no, it's terrible. No, it's all media propaganda.
It is. It's all baloney, and it's all fed by the media. And you go to the States, they're not grabbing your phone and going through it. None of that is happening. I was just in Erie 2 weeks ago. Went over, where are you going? Erie, okay, see you later. Right? And then when you came back, what do you got? Well, you spent $100, $200, a couple bottles of wine. Okay, go ahead. There's no, let's see you're this, let's see you're that. And
why are you going over here? What are you doing?
I want to check your phone. I want to pull down your pants. None of that stuff. But this Carney, he loves to blow money. And speaking of blowing,
I don't think they're blowing it. I think they're actually laundering it.
You think so? They're keeping it.
I think it's going through the system and coming back to people.
Yeah, it's just
military industrial complex is filthy, filthy, dirty.
Yeah, well, we saw that with USAID. I mean, they were filtering money to everybody under the guise of doing good.
Yep.
And making people rich. Well, speaking of blowing, Carney's going to blow $1.5 million in funding to ensure pride parades are safe, and the socialist mayor of Toronto, Olivia Chow, pledged $350,000 to replace the money lost from sponsors. They're dropping the DEI, except for the Niagara region, and woke agenda, and they're pulling their sponsorship from this crazy thing. So, you know who they're blaming it on? The LGBT, the alphabet people. Let's just call it that. You know who they're blaming it on?
No.
Trump.
Oh, gotta be. Yes, it has to make sense. Yes.
Trump.
Trickle down effect.
Trump, they're blaming. You know why?
No.
Because he put tariffs on, and these businesses that used to support the DEI woke alphabet people are now pulling the money, and they're saying it's because they don't have money because Trump put tariffs on them.
Well, they're wrong about that because these companies have come right out and said, we're not doing this anymore.
That's right. It's a crock. It's not Trump. But, when you're fueled by TDS, this is the nonsense you spin, right? It's crazy.
I literally pound my head against the wall when I wake up in the morning and go, is this all real? Is this really happening? Have we really got that stupid?
It's got to be a simulation or something.
We
got to live in a simulation or something.
We get into a video game by mistake.
Yeah, because there's no common sense.
None.
How can they blame the people not sponsoring the parade or the month now? They want to drop the month too and go to Veterans Month, which I agree 100%.
I'm all about it.
I'm all over that, right? And they're saying it's Trump's fault. It's either climate change or Trump. They blame everything on that.
Well, the two things,
take your pick.
TDS or climate change.
That's it.
Yeah, and climate change has nothing to do with any spraying in the skies, right? None of that. No, that was all conspiracy theory. We're all conspiracy theorists are wrong, right? Except down in Florida, guess what? July 1st, guess what happens?
They cut off no more spraying.
No more spraying chemicals.
Now,
Chemicals, chemtrails in the air over Florida. You get a minimum 5-year sentence. You lose your pilot's license for life and a minimum 5-year sentence in jail with $50,000 fine to go with that.
But let me ask you a question. How can they find people who claim they're not doing that? How can you stop something you say you've been denying for 30 years you're not doing?
Well, actually, Bill Gates admitted it 2.5 years ago when he said, I have to chill the planet by 2 degrees. Did you all forget that? So he admitted it when people started to catch on. He admitted, but then the media goes in and washes it, and it's climate change, and you get Greta Gumbo over this. I remember Greta Garb. What was her name?
Thornburg.
Yeah,
Bumberg. We're going to talk about her in a second.
Oh,
here.
good. Excellent.
Your favorite little girl.
See, it's almost like I have intuition.
Back in the news.
Yeah. Oh, good.
She's back in the news.
She's doing
Have you
good
been following the adventures of little Greta Bumberg?
No.
Well, little Greta Bumberg got in a boat and sailed across the Mediterranean. And before she wanted to land in Gaza to help those people who don't want her help anyway, and she's going to go help the people, the poor Palestinians who are getting the hell knocked out of them. She's going to go to help. She had her nice Palestinian scarf on.
Oh, good.
Well, the Israeli Defense Forces...
Was it a sailboat? It was a sailboat, right?
Yeah.
There was no motors or anything.
No, well, all sailboats have a little motor in the back.
Oh, okay.
They always have a little. But she's on this boat with these others. She called it the Selfie.
Oh.
Her little sailboat, Selfie. She's on the boat, and I think she probably just got dropped off by helicopter before they got close, right? Like she did with that other raft that came across the Atlantic. Yeah, she's down there, and she's going to go and then she's going to go save Hamas, and work with the Palestinians.
But and they know her too, right?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
She's going to walk in and go, hey, whoa, stop, time out.
I'm Greta.
Greta.
Boom. What are you doing here? You're not part of us. You're a spy. Probably torture. But, that was all cute when she was standing up there about climate change and how dare you, screaming at people in that, little 14-year-old girl. How cute. She's, now she's 22. She's not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
She's still going around, right? And so the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, picked her up offshore and grabbed her. And right away, she did a video saying she was kidnapped. Meanwhile, they're standing there giving her sandwiches and everything, right? And she's kidnapped. And her goofy friends on the Selfie, they gave her sandwiches. And then they took her to the airport.
And sent her back.
Put her right on the plane. And they sent her right back to Sweden via France. And they put her right in the back of the plane. The last seat where the seat don't go back or anything.
Good.
And it's right by the bathroom. They get no first class. Nothing that she's used to there. And she's sitting in the plane like this, like she's all bummed out. Poor Greta. And that was that. They sent her home right away. They didn't even fool around with her.
I can't believe she's back in the news. What an incredible person she is. She's got fortitude. Give her that.
Oh, her parents. They should have been arrested for child abuse when she was 14, pushing her into this big controversy.
They made a lot of money. I'm sure they made a lot of money.
Oh, they made a lot of dough. That kid, I never looked up her net worth, but I'll bet you she's a millionaire.
I guarantee it.
No, guaranteed. But anyway, they threw her out of the country, the Israelis, before she even got the land. She never got to accomplish her mission. They took her scarf, put her on a plane, and sent her home.
Didn't they understand that she could have walked out in that field and stopped it all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's my thing. Can you imagine having to sit in that airplane seat next to her and listen to her for 9 hours?
No. I swear she's AI.
She's
a robot.
A robot. She could be.
Yeah.
There's something there because she's something else. Can you imagine listening to her for 6 hours or 8 hours on a plane?
I wouldn't.
Oh my goodness. It's crazy. Let's go down to LA. Have you seen what these clowns are doing down there?
Supported by who? Who do you think supports them?
Well, that's all the same guys who supported BLM, Antifa, Soros, and that gang. They're funded. They're well funded. They all got the masks.
Isn't that terrorism?
It is.
And I guess what is it? Is it Walmart? The lady who is in charge of Walmart?
The Walton?
Isn't she involved in supporting some of the stuff too?
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. This is all woke stuff right here. And they're down there protesting, deporting illegal immigrants, illegal criminals. That's what they're protesting. Now, they burn American flags, they wave Mexican flags, no problem.
Yeah, I know.
If they love Mexico that much, why don't they just go home?
Go home, stay home.
Yeah, I don't understand it. What are they? What,
If you're
why-
burning the flag, it's not your home.
No, it's not your home if you're burning the flag.
If you were born in Canada and you're burning the flag and you were born here, you're not Canadian. You need to go somewhere else.
See, now the Democrats are calling it peaceful.
Oh yeah, I know.
Peaceful demonstrations. Meanwhile, cars are on fire. They're hitting the cops. They're throwing stuff at the cops, throwing fireworks at the cops. And it's getting so bad, they need more support. So they called in 4,000 National Guard and 700 Marines.
Special Forces Marines.
Yeah.
Which they said they were going to go after and take them out. You don't be fooling around with SEALs, right?
Well, you know what makes me laugh? Because Gavin Newsom says Trump has no right.
Newscomb, you mean?
Newscomb.
Yes.
Says Trump has no right to do this. But you know what? If you can't take care of your state, and Los Angeles is a premier city in North America, in the world, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
If you're going to let that be taken over by a bunch of rioters and terrorists, in really what they are is invaders, because they're here illegally, 20 million of them, then yeah, the feds have to step in. That's all there is to it. If Newsom did his job, Trump wouldn't have to step in.
Well, he is doing his job.
Yeah, to let him in.
Yeah, that was his job.
That was his job.
His job is to get it done. Take down. See, these people all believe at the top, the Newscombs and the Pelosi's and the Bidens and all that. They actually believe that the system above them that runs everything is going to take care of them after they get what they want. After they destroy the United States of America, those are the people that are going to go first. You'll never get to spend a dime.
Nope.
Because you can't be trusted.
No.
That's Harold.
Yeah, it's Harold.
Yeah.
Becker.
Yeah.
I know. So, yeah, I see him every day. He comes by. Good guy. So that's what's happening down there. Now, this weekend on the 14th, Saturday, there's supposed to be some big event held nationwide because this is spreading to other cities.
Yeah.
And believe me, mark my words, Trump will not put up with this. This isn't Biden. This isn't Obama. This is Donald J. Trump. He's not going to put up with it. These guys are going to get caught. They're going to jail. They're going to be deported, and they're not coming back.
100%. Not going to turn around.
Nope. And he's got mounted horseback. He's got everybody there. These guys are clean. They're going to clean these guys up. This isn't going to be another George Floyd at BLM riots, the Summer of Love, where they took over Portland, Oregon for 3 months, took over the Capitol building there.
Yep.
Not going to happen.
No.
Not going to happen.
No, nor should it happen.
And that's why the Marines are there.
How come when the Republicans lose to the Bidens, nothing happens? Nothing happens other than January 6th, which we all know was definitely a setup.
It was a setup. It was fake.
Yeah, we all know that. You have to admit it was. And even though they're still pushing that it was a terrible insurrection, right? Yet when the Democrats don't get their way, what happens? There's always fires, destruction, rioting, and they know who's supporting this. They know who's supporting the judges involved in this. It's terrorism. It's treason, and these people should be caught and brought to justice. And Mr. Soros, if you're involved in that, you need to be brought to justice, and your son, and anybody else who's involved.
That's right. And, I said about a month ago on my show, maybe a month and a half ago, if anybody thinks these guys are going to go peacefully, forget about it. They're not going to, because they're well funded. They're getting these gas masks dropped off by the crate, by the skid. Where are they getting them? Somebody's supplying with those beautiful signs and the shirts and everything else. And they're starting to go to other cities. All the bricks that they're throwing at the cops are sitting there in skids on the street. It's exactly the same as the BLM and Antifa riots 5 years ago. It's the same people getting these guys and funding them and putting them up to this.
They've proven it. Even like when things are happening in Boston, they took videos and pictures, and it's the same people there that are the same people here. These are paid actors.
They're paid
terrorists, and it's the only look at regular people aren't going to be pulling that kind of stuff.
Who's got time to do that?
Yeah, or who wants to do that, right?
Yeah.
And the second you start doing that, there should be a big canister there, and you just get tossed in it, and they take you to a jail. And whatever, if you're not from the country, you're gone. If you are from the country, you're going to jail.
Yeah, and a lot of them have backpacks, and in those backpacks they have guns.
Yeah,
they've been roasting these guys, and there's guns in those backpacks. They have handguns. These guys. So this isn't just a Mary down the street who don't like Trump or don't like what's going on with the deporting these illegal aliens. That that's not who's doing this. These are paid people. They're there for a reason. They're paid protesters, and they're there to cause trouble. But it's not going to work this time. It's not going to work this time. Saturday, you watch. This is supposed to explode across the country. We'll see what happens. But they're starting to gear up in Baltimore, D.C., New York, Atlanta, all these different places. They're starting to do the same thing. So
my fear is that they're going to hurt and kill innocent people. That's my fear.
It's hard not to think that eventually it's going to boil over and there's going to be shooting and innocent people are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible not to think that the way it's going right now. I mean, the cops they're trying to control it, but when you got all these mobs who aren't afraid of the police anymore because a sanctuary state is going to let them off, they're almost immune from prosecution, any crime. What do you got to lose? Sure, go ahead.
It's so very simple. You've got the people who are backed by Soros and whoever that gang is, who own the judges, okay, who are allowing all this stuff to happen. What do you think is going on? Common sense. What's going on here? They're trying to take down the people, the government, and they want it quashed. They want to own it, control it, and they want to make it a communist state. A communist state under their rules. And you think of communist China. It's not communist China. It's a communism of total control of your body, your mind, and your soul.
Yeah, and what they do is they blame that on Trump, and that's what Trump's trying to do.
Yeah.
Right? That's what Trump's trying to do. Trump is doing what he promised he would do when he was elected by 80 million people. That was his mandate, to get rid of the illegal aliens and close the border. He's doing it. Sorry. He's doing what he promised, which is rare for a politician. Everything he's promised that on the election, he's doing.
Yeah, I got to ask a question. I mean, you can hate Trump all you want, and what he's trying to do is bring the country back, strength, economy, protection for people. And you justice warriors, virtue signalers, are going out there. You want your rights. You want Trump gone, and you're willing to give up your country, your life, your kids, for what? For somebody who's trying to the guy's a patriot. You can't take that away from him. Oh, he's a billionaire. You know how much money he's lost by being president? He's lost millions of dollars.
Probably billions of dollars.
And people who hate him because he's president, he's lost business there. So what's the goal? The end point is he's only one thing. First of all, he's a Christian. Second of all, he's a patriot.
That's it. He wants to do what's right for America. And, sure, everybody, the left-wing media, the radicals, they spin it. But the bottom line is, everything he's doing is to make America great again, just like he says.
And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with keeping society, someplace in the world, a free society that functions on free speech and, a system where if you want to become a millionaire, you can become a millionaire. If you don't want to become a millionaire, you don't have to be. You live in peace with people. And, we were all getting along. All of our race, yes, we've had our problems with race. And that isn't just black against white. That was whites against whites. That, the Irish against this, the Ukrainians against this. When I came to this, where my grandparents came to this country, believe me, I was beat because I was Ukrainian. Beat like you can't even imagine. My last name, I was darker skinned. I was beat. We've grown so far past that, and they're trying to reintroduce that stuff. We're all getting along, all of us. We've had multicultural here. The Italians, the Ukrainians, the English, the Irish. Just take Niagara Falls, okay? We all go and enjoy each other's cultures. We always have. We were getting along better and better. And all of a sudden, somebody comes in and says, oh, remember back when? Hate, hate, hate. Open your eyes and see what's going on. This is all about hate and control and destroying and creating chaos. So we break down the whole system, and then we have nothing but what they're going to give us. Because we're going to have to go like this. Can you help me? Nothing. My house is burned down, and the bank, the system's crashed down. Sure. There's a city just down the street here. You're going to have 500 square feet, and we'll let you out when you can come out, and you're going to get so much money on a card. And if you happen to use so much carbon, you won't be able to use that card. And you think that's so far off? look what's happened, look at the progression, understand where it's going.
Exactly. Open your eyes. That's all you got to do. I'm going to get to my third sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. Since 1948, Hamel Machine Company has been serving industry. And when any industry sets up shop in any city, the first thing they look for are machine shops, because when they break down, they don't have time to wait for new parts to get there or any of that nonsense. They need it fixed right away. They need it fixed correctly. They need it machined right. And that's why they go to places like Hamel Machine Company. But Hamel's a step above just repairing things. They can re-engineer things. They can reverse engineer parts. And not only that, they'll look at the machines they come off of and try to make them better. They'll be more productive. Whenever they shut down, time is money. They can't afford it, so they go to Hamel Machine Company. And not only industry in town, cities, regions, they have all equipment that needs to be repaired when it breaks. And these are the guys that do it. Over at Hamel Machine Company, they ship all over the world. They've innovated new parts for the agricultural industry. They've innovated new parts for rich products in Fort Erie. They ship all over the world. They're really, really good at what they do. But they haven't forgot us, Peter.
No.
If you break your snowblower, you shear a pin or something, and you need something fixed, rechanneled, regrooved, they can weld it up, grind it down, regroove it for you, get you back in business right away. They're very good at what they do, even for little guys. If I need a set of gates for my backyard, they can engineer them. They can build them, design them, do everything for you. That's what they do over there. Hamel Machine Company, around since 1948. If you've got a problem, hey, they've got 3D printers, water jet cutters, you name it, they can do it for you. Go down and see them. Kent Avenue is where their main shop is. They have another one over here on Bridge Street at Hauser's Welding to weld stuff up for you and fix things for you. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you, and support our sponsors because they support the city, they support industry. They're a vital part of the community. Been here since 1948. Hats off to Hamel Machine Company. Thank you so much for being the company you are and supporting the city and this show. Okay, so we get out of the battle for LA, war zone LA, and this weekend's going to be a nightmare, I got a feeling. And we go over to the Middle East. And troubles brewing between Israel and Iran, and Israel's strike on Iran nuclear facilities is said to be imminent. The U.S. has pulled all their non-essential personnel out of that area, including Iraq. Big worry now, sleeper cells in the United States activating if Israel does attack Iran. We know Biden let in 20 million illegals, criminals from all over the world, including Iran, Syria, Somalia. Who knows where these sleeper cells are? Who knows when they'll become active and cause more trouble? And we also have them in Canada.
Yeah, we do. We know that for sure.
So it's going to be interesting, and it's imminent. They're going to attack it. They're going to attack their nuclear facilities and that kind of thing. So Iran is gearing up for it. The States is gearing up for it. They got everything in place. They won't be boots on the ground. They won't be doing it. It'll be Israel that's doing it. But at the end of the day, we still have to worry about the homeland because of the millions of illegals that were let in over the past 5 years.
Who figure they have their right. They have their right to protest and do whatever they want in our countries.
Yeah, and then you wonder why Trump wants to lay down the Insurrection Act.
Yeah,
to be able to take care of these people. I mean, see, they have a thing called the posse comitatus in the United States where the military cannot be used against the people. They cannot be law and order for the country.
We used to have that here.
Yeah. So in the States, like the Marines can go in there and they can guard the federal buildings and that, but they can't go in the street and arrest people. You declare the Insurrection Act, and all of a sudden the military can go out there and do anything that normal police officers would do. So if this gets out of hand, you'll be seeing Trump declare that. And if these sleeper cells start to go into action, then you're really going to see it happen in the States. And Canada's got to be careful too. We can't be smug sitting here going, well, we're glad we're not Americans. Because they're all here too.
We feed them.
Yeah,
we feed them in.
So, we have to really, really be careful in Canada as well. But we have to watch United States this weekend and see what happens with these these riots that are going on right now. We've seen them every day in LA and what's going on with it. And it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better because these people are bound and determined to fight. And there's a lot of other people who are with these people, even though they're not illegal immigrants and all that. There's a lot of people are supporting them out of nowhere. You see these people yelling and screaming at the cops and that. They're not even illegals. They're Americans.
I know.
Waving the Mexican flag.
Those are the virtue signalers.
Yeah. And they're propped up by the media. The media's on their side. So it's going to get dangerous. It could get really dangerous real fast, especially if Israel goes in and hammers these guys.
Well, you don't play with Israel. The reason you haven't seen any hijackings of Israeli aircraft anymore is because they've said to them, it's fine. You go ahead and hijack our plane, but we will make sure the money, whatever's going back to your family, every person in your family will be killed. And they mean it. And they take care of it. Have you noticed there's been no more hijackings for a long, long time? But you know what? There's so much to the story of Israel and what's going on there and the fire they're trying to create for the world. And again, it's all part of globalism. It's all part of the control of the globalists. They want to break down the system. If you look at Israel is basically the only ally we have in the Middle East. So democracy is there. If they go, you got a big problem. We have a big problem.
Yeah, they're the only ally we really have in the Middle East.
So, and I think people need to understand that. I mean, ask yourself, how did this all happen? 1,200 young people and families and children beheaded, tortured, thrown in ovens, killed, butchered, raped, slaughtered. And we can sit back and go, that's okay. And you're wondering, why did the war start? Where Israel, you got to look at the history. They have been supplying water, piping and stuff to keep people living in the Gaza Strip alive, right? Which you can't live in there now. It's decimated, right? But they've been doing it for years. And what was Hamas doing? Taking that stuff and making mortars and shells and selling it and using it to make stuff to attack Israel. How do you stop that? Well, by just putting your hands up and going, oh, okay, and waiting for the next attack, the most brutal, disgusting attacks. Yeah, I mean, really, if you don't believe the stuff, go watch some of the video. It'll make you puke. It'll make you sick to your stomach. It's disgusting what they did.
In October 6th, everything was fine. Everything was good. Until they went in there and crossed that border and slaughtered 1,200 people.
Innocent people.
They slaughtered innocent people, 1,200 people. They took 300 hostages, which some they still have, and the ones, a lot of them that they do still have are dead. And everything was fine.
Yeah,
everything was fine. They made the move. Now they're going to pay for it. They still are paying for it. They say it's genocide and this and that, but the genocide was these people going and slaughtering 1,200 civilians for no reason
and horribly. Not even not humanely, horribly.
And then Hamas is just there using them as shields. I mean, they're going and using hospitals as their headquarters and stuff. And they say, well, they bombed the hospital. I mean, you got to roast these guys out. They're killing people. They should be glad they're getting rid of these people. But no, and if the Palestinians would have taken up arms and helped them fight from inside rather than supporting Hamas, well, it might be a different turnout right now.
Where do you think the money's coming from to support Hamas?
Iran.
Exactly.
It's all coming from Iran. And how did Iran get the money?
Who was supporting them?
The United States. Joe Biden. He lifted all the sanctions.
And
Obama. He lifted the sanctions, gave him billions of dollars, and Trump put them all on again and crippled them because without oil money, they have nothing. That's all they have in Iran. They don't have anything else. It's desert.
Yep.
They have no products, no nothing. The only thing they have is oil. You cut that off and just make sure nobody's buying their oil. They have no money to wage war. As soon as they got $32 billion or whatever they got from Obama or Biden, and he lifted the sanctions, guess what? They started up again.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you know it, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, they're all fighting, and they're going to all be taken out. They have to be taken out.
Well, look at Hezbollah on the pagers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that was beautiful. Yeah. Their pages blew up and killed them all. But that's the thing is that this everything was peaceful on October 6th. Yeah. And then October 7th, all hell broke loose. So.
And you know when you start a fire in Israel and the Gaza Strip and Palestine, the world gets involved.
It has to.
That's the match.
That's it.
Start the fire.
And then Iran's backing them all, of course. So then they're everything. All roads lead to Damascus, or what do we call it? Not Damascus, Tehran.
Yep.
Damascus is in Syria, but all roads lead to Tehran, right?
Yeah.
To the Ayatollah of Raqqa.
Yeah, and that used to be a really beautiful country, and people used to be wonderful people there, and they lived under a democracy.
Shah of Iran.
Yeah.
It used to be like here. You go down to the beach, there'd be women in bikinis and all that. Now they've turned into a burqa wearing sect.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
so
terrible. What do you think of Pride Month so far?
to tell you the truth, I haven't heard a lot about it. It's nobody cares anymore. My thing with that is that, like, listen, they've been fighting for their rights for 30 years. They got them. There's nothing they can't do that any other people can do. They got all their rights. They can get married. They can have adopt kids or whatever they want to do. All their rights they fought for so valiantly. They've got. There's no need for Pride Month or Pride Week or Pride Day. All you're doing is just perpetuating that discrimination.
Yeah, and it not
because nobody cares anymore.
And celebrating someone's sexuality, then we need to celebrate all of our sexualities, right?
Yeah.
All right. It really is unnecessary. They get what they want. Nobody cares. I have several friends who are gay. They don't even like any of this stuff. They can't stand it. They find the Pride Parade absolutely disgusting and lewd.
Yeah, it is. It's not needed anymore. Yeah, like you got everything you wanted now.
Yeah.
Nobody discriminates anymore.
I don't think it's when you take the majority of people who are gay and in that situation or are part of that family, nobody cares anymore. Like,
no,
nobody. It hasn't been in this country. I don't think nobody ever cared. It was never really a problem ever. And you like you said, you can get married, you can enjoy everything that everybody else has. And why do we need to discuss somebody's sexuality? We don't. And why does it have to be thrown in people's faces in a parade? It doesn't have to be. And why are you forcing Catholic schools to fly a flag?
That's really dumb.
It's not correct, and it's propaganda. And I tell you right now, they just want to live their lives. And again, you create rifts between people and people fighting against each other, and you always keep people separated, and we all fall for it. That's the problem, and that's when you turn into chaos.
Yeah, well, it's just like, here we go. They're put in the spotlight again. They've got all the rights. They're out in the spotlight now. They got everything they want. And so what are we doing with this month? We're just putting them right back in the spotlight.
Yep.
And so anybody who does have a problem, it gets them up in arms. It's like they want people to get up in arms. Like, who cares about it anymore? Nobody cares. But if you put it in somebody's face and they do have a problem with it for whatever reason, well, it's just going to make it even worse. Like, let them lead their life. Nobody cares. Do whatever you want. I mean,
stop the separation of people. Just let us be people. Let us get along. Let us enjoy each other.
Exactly.
Leave us alone.
I mean, just don't worry about it. It's over. I mean, that was 30 years ago they started this, and it should be over by now, right? But they want they're using them.
Yeah,
they're perpetuating this discrimination,
and a large sector of that knows it.
Yeah, they do.
And a large sector of that knows it.
That's why they don't want nothing to do with it. We don't need a month. We don't need a day. We don't need anything. We got everything we want now. That's it. Let's end this nonsense. And some terrorist groups, right? Some terrorist groups have taken over the movement.
Yep.
The transgenders, they've taken over the movement. They're vocal. We want this. We want that. And the gays want nothing to do with them. They want to drop the T out of the whole equation. Yep. Exactly. They don't even want them in there anymore. They're causing so much trouble.
But it's all about breaking down the economy. You break down the economy. You look at what COVID did, right? Who made money? Who made money during COVID? Who makes money when an economy crashes?
Rich people.
The rich, the grocery stores, the corporations. Now, when it all crashes, who makes the money?
Corporations.
Who comes in and buys everything up for nickels?
The corporations, the big guys.
Because they've got the money and they come in and take it all up. You have to understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game, and they make the game work in their favor. They're like a casino.
Yeah.
It's always in their favor. You're never going to beat them. And so the less you play their game, the more chance you have. It's like if you don't go to the casino, you're not going to get taken for any money. If you don't play these games these guys play, you're not going to get taken for your money. But if you do, you're going to be hammered. You're going to be hammered. So anyway, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
A nice day. I'm going to go home and enjoy it.
I'm with you.
Anything else you want to say? The big show?
Yes, the big show. The big show launches in Toronto tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Perfect.
On Saga 960 AM, the big show with Pete and Ray. We're so proud of it. And it's an hour show. And our guest tomorrow, I believe, are Bruce Blackman from Starbuck.
Okay.
Remember the band Moonlight Feels Right?
Yep.
And then we have Camille Pendleton, who is a coach, but she's an intuitive coach. And let me tell you something. We gave her some questions about life, about people, about what happens in neighborhoods. She's like this. I mean, we're going to have her on again because she's super intelligent. And
so
super
is this
amazing.
live? Does this go live?
It's a tape show. We pre-tape our shows, but it's on tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Saga 960 AM out of Toronto, Mississauga.
Yep.
And it's going to go to other stations very shortly. So
perfect. Good for Peter. The big show. Ray Lyle, great guy.
Yeah.
Ray, our buddy Ray. Lost a lot of weight, Ray. He's on
50 pounds.
He's on the mission.
50 pounds. He was down in Naples. Just loving it on the beach.
Good. He probably wants to move down there.
Yeah, he does.
You want to stay here for well, go to Naples.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we're getting out of here. Thanks for coming in, Peter. It's always a pleasure. My name is Paul K. Lemire with Peter Dychtiar in the studios of 4680Q. Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live every day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays at noon. Catch us on X. Catch us on Rumble. Catch us on YouTube in the afternoon. They're usually loaded by about 3 o'clock if you're listening to the show and not watching the video. And support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamill Machine Company. They support the show. Support them. God bless you all.
God bless you.
We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon on Finally Friday leading up to the weekend. And on Monday, I'll have Dave Wheeler in to talk about the City Council agenda. We always go through that on Mondays before a city council meeting on Tuesday. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Ciao. Ciao.